Disneyland is in California.
Yeah.
Anaheim.
Yeah.
So it was, I had the idea of, oh, I'm gonna meet animators that used to work in Hollywood studios, but they all left for Burbank, and now that was my whole point.
You are a supporter of the artistic journey.
This is Hollywood and California and movies and everything I kind of grew up wanting and wishing for. We may be in the Matrix.
Yes, we are. We don't know it.
I'm from Florida, Disneyland, and all fun stuff in America, I think. So how does it feel?
About 20 minutes away from Disney.
Is there anything else you want to add to our viewers?
Be patient, because I feel like what these young, and again, I even do it too, is we get so bent out of shape when something doesn't come right away.
Animator News Seahorse Agency, and thank you so much for your time for being here.
Steady diamante sitting up top, match with the finest.
Introduce Jonathan Franks to our show. He's a talented creative animator. We have heard so much about you and what you have been doing. How could you kindly introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, my name is John Franks. I'm in the United States. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, so right in the middle of the country. Going to California and just going to Disneyland and seeing it, that's where it all started. I was raised by a wonderful mother and father who, taught me the values of hard work and waking up early and helping with chores, and we had a fire burning stove that my dad would have us go out and cut the wood for and bring it in, and so from an early age I feel like I learned the values of hard work and just really how to, if you put your mind to something and you just work at it, you can achieve it. I know it sounds cliche, but putting that time in is kind of what I'm all about. So yeah, I was born in Omaha, Nebraska. I went to school for graphic design and video, and then for my first education, but then I switched over to education, so elementary school education. So I taught fifth grade, I taught fourth grade, I taught high school, and then in high school I taught video production animation. So I taught the students how to set up a studio, how to shoot, light, everything. And then on from that, I went on to film school at the Art Institute of Colorado. So I
went so many places, right?
Oh yeah, I focused on stop motion animation. So I really tried to, even though I wasn't really a good animator, I tried to set up the shots, build everything, try to learn the process. So that was kind of what I was known for at the film school. So, and then right now I taught for a few years, like I said, or I taught for a few years, and then I've been just hopping around to different, either I've been working for agencies, or I've actually worked for two companies where, it was all work in-house. So far it's been fun, a lot of fun projects, a lot of personal projects I've been doing. So in my life, I'm not saying that it was so hard, but just you don't think about how difficult it can be to do something that you do love, as teaching and then working in video and trying to find yourself. And I would often say that to my students, my students in high school, when I taught high school, because they worked in the medium, or probably are working in the medium that I taught them. And it's just trying to figure out, what do you truly want to do? Because I feel like we change all the time. We change from one project to another. You may find something in one project and say, ooh, I kind of like doing that. So you kind of research it and you focus on that, but then you kind of get burnt out a little bit. You say, wow, this is maybe this type of work is not what I want, but but that's where it's at, and you have to get drawn to that just to make it. So yeah, it's been chaotic, but man, there's been some fun times, and
Yeah,
just been some really cool projects and and working with really fun people. So
congratulations, very good, a very long and interesting journey. So are you the first in your family to be like creative? Or
so my mom, I think what kind of held her back was just everything. It was all in her head. So she was actually a very creative person, and you can see it now. When she's in her 60s and 70s, where she's just not confident with herself, unfortunately, and she has so much potential. And I remember her telling me about times where she would publish poems for the local newspaper, and they were. I remember my grandma telling me they were really good.
Really?
And if she would just have that motivation back then to, start something with her career in that, she would have done some really interesting things in the world of art. So I think I have it from her. Grandpa was an amazing artist. And then my sister is actually a stand-up comedian.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and she does a lot of sketch comedy and works with a lot of creative people. So we collaborate. We have a couple idea, and he's the technical side. So I always say you need to work in gaming or something with coding, just because your brain works that way. So yeah, we probably could. And then my dad's a carpenter, so he could build stuff for us. But people can see that I have a style, or can see these repetitions in my work, where they could say, oh, that looks like something you've done. But I feel like just with all these new, and we'll talk about this later about technology, and just everything is there's so many tools and so many things that can make, which is a good thing, that makes all artists or everyone more, they just have more, I guess, more talent, or more ways to get things done. And I feel like it's just hard as an artist to be authentic, like be their own person, and try to find that look and that feel, because there's so many people doing it now, and it's just hard to be unique.
That's so true.
Because everything has been done, and it's, but you will see that, like I have, people that I look up to, that oh, that's their work. I can see what they're doing. And I feel like that's the challenge, is trying to stand out in the crowd of artists who are doing the same thing you are, and not to, and I don't do this, but like, I know my sister does. She puts age like on a limit. Like, she'll say, I'm 41 and everyone's younger than me, and they're doing this, and this at that age. I can imagine when they're in their 40s, and it's just, if you get in that kind of downward spiral, you can really mess up your psyche. So I just think it's being authentic.
That's true. That's actually a very beautiful perspective, Jonathan. You have time to do the projects, or you have time to put it online. You can't do both of them. You want to do good quality work. You don't have time to be online all the time. So how are those people doing this? And he was actually I agreed with him.
I feel it can change in my perspective. I'm talking about everything in life. I always think about it, because I don't want to be quick to judge anything before I use it more, or I see others use it, and it helps artists. If you look at technology and film and the editing process, it's changed dramatically in the last 30 years. So maybe this is kind of the same thing, where there is an evolution in this technology. I use it for pre-production, so a lot of kind of getting out of my own way. If I'm trying to create a script, or I'm trying to get through a writer's block, I'll have, for example, ChatGPT give me different examples, just to kind of keep me going on the path.
Yeah.
I've been using AI for storyboarding,
Oh,
which
nice.
is interesting because I can draw up to a point, but if I need something, I don't use it for the whole storyboard, but what I do use it for is
You get something.
concept, and then I draw over the top. So
Oh,
I'll take it. I'll take like a if I say the prompt correctly, I'll have like a base,
mm-hmm.
and then I'll take my pen and I'll draw over it and put
Yeah.
my characters in or whatever. I've done that, or I'm starting to do that. I think that's very useful because sometimes we, as artists, we can't understand the perspective of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know where the camera is going to go, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, can you see different angles? Because maybe we just don't see it, and I think that's very helpful for young artists.
That we do remote jobs, so we can't be physically. So because there are like the jobs are even evolving. Like if you get like your mind is everything is under control, but when you're not there, so it's really good to use the AI. I totally agree with that. So there's an era. Which era would you choose? Are you happy with the time that you are in as an artist?
I'm reluctant. I just don't know the future. I guess everyone thought this at the time. Our imagination does not end with what we can do with everything, because I look at, for example, the technology with like virtual reality and mixture. They call it Gaussian splatting. So they're able to take a camera into whatever environment and take pictures and map the whole area. And then what they're trying to do now is they're trying to build virtual cameras like where you can walk through those areas, and then they're taking AI to age them or put them in the future. So like, and it's crazy. I thought this years back. I was like, to walk down the streets of Omaha, Nebraska, but turn it back 20 years and see if AI could figure out, but actually walk down the streets. And now they're kind of doing that now, which is crazy. We're living in the Matrix. Like there's so many. I don't. We may be in the Matrix someday.
Yes, we are. We don't know it, right?
It's crazy. I'm excited, but I'm kind of scared too, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's just, I think the pace of it is scary. Like it's happening so fast and we're not ready. We're not like thinking about the laws and how to moderate and all the things that is coming with it.
Told my students, I would tell them, be patient and be proactive. So make sure that you're trying to make a good reel. You're trying to update your art. Always keep things updated. Always update your reel and do new things.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Be patient, because I feel like what these young, and again, I even do it too, is we get so bent out of shape when something doesn't come right away. And, and they'll reach out to contacts like, is there anything going? Is this open? Can I do this? Can I do this? And which it's good to be, to reach out. It's just, I feel like if we don't get that instant gratification, we get down on ourselves, and it's kind of sad to see. So be patient, but then be very proactive. And I've had to do that. I've had to update my reel so many times and try new things. Really just look out there and I guess with if you're looking for work or you're doing anything where you're looking for a specific client, it's just to not change your whole style for them, but find things in your work that mimics what they do or what their branding is. So I would say, just be adaptable, be able to adapt quickly.
That's very nice. Very good advice, Jonathan. Thank you.
I feel like I have to get away from the situation. I have to not look at anything that's dealing with the project or anything that with art or anything. It's almost like I have to get up and do a workout, do a walk, Don't listen to anything. I mean, this is what I do. So
Yeah.
I get up, I walk, I have clear mind, clear everything. And I just want to be one with myself. I know it sounds cliche and cheesy, but if I, because what happens is I think that we're so worried about this knowledge, gaining knowledge, putting things in, remembering things, writing notes. And I feel like we burn ourselves out. And I've tried that before where I get stuck in a project. I'm like, okay, I'll just go listen to a podcast.
Oh.
And then the podcast just makes me, I get more information, which makes me more stressed. So if that's your thing, you go out and you want to listen to more information. I just walk, I clear everything. I work out or clear my mind.
That's very nice. That's a very good advice.
So thank you so much for attending our show. It's been lovely having you here, and we wish you all the luck in the future.
Have a very nice day and all the wish and luck from Seahorse Agency. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye bye.
I be tripping all night, show love. You tripping cowboys in town. Show some love.